I get so many questions when it comes to diffusing my hair. A lot of people complain that it makes their hair less defined, more frizzy, and they just can't get it to work for them. So I am here to show you how I've been diffusing my hair lately, and I'm also going to talk about some of my tips. Now, when it comes to diffusing, in my case, I always do it when I want more definition, when I want really big curly hair. It gives me a lot of volume and it makes my hair really defined. Just be warned, this diffusing routine is not for the faint of heart. You're gonna be in a lot of weird positions. So let's start off with the basics. And these are the two diffuser attachments that I have. And I'd say this one right here is pretty standard. And this is a universal diffuser, so it can fit on any blow dryer. I think this was under $10 from Sally's, and this is what I was using for a while to diffuse my hair, and it worked really well. This diffuser in general is best for scooping up the hair and getting those really defined curls. And now I also have the diffuser, which does come as a universal attachment as well. This particular one is not, because I do have the Diva dryer, so this one just fits snug right on there. In my opinion, the shape and style and design of this diffuser is really targeted more towards root volume. I do use both in my routine, but I will be sharing some tips on how to get more root volume using this traditional diffuser if you can't or don't want to spend the 50 bucks on this, because it's expensive, it's pricey. All right, so let's start from the beginning. I get out of the shower, I scrunch my hair, and then I either plop for 15 minutes at least, or I let it air dry. So I'm saying anywhere from like 15 minutes to an hour, depending on how much time I have that morning, before I even let a blow dryer touch my hair. I don't know what the science behind this or anything is, but I feel like you need at least that amount of time to let the curls set, because really the more you are blow drying and the more air you have blowing on your curls, it is going to create more frizz. Now, when it comes to blow dryer settings, I always have it on the lowest airflow, and I do fluctuate between low heat and cool. If you're using the highest airflow setting, it's going to be blowing your curls all over the place. It's going to cause separation and it's going to create a lot of frizz. So you really want to make sure that you are blow drying on the lowest airflow setting. I always start off with the warmer setting. This is kind of like a laziness thing. If you were in the beginning of your hair journey and you still have like a lot of damage in your hair, I'd really recommend just diffusing on cool, but it's a bitch and it takes a really long time. The first half of my diffusing routine, yes, you heard that correctly, the first half, I took a page out of Spicia or Aisha Malik's book, and I mean, her hair is beautiful, so if she does it, I had to try it, and it works. So I use the diffuser, and my hair is flipped over, and I have the Diva towel on my floor. You're gonna get on the floor for this. The reason for the towel being underneath is because if your hair has a surface to lay on, it's not going to be as much weight at the root, so this helps with volume inherently that way. And I split this up into 3 sections. So we work on the front section of the scalp and then the 2 side sections. So when you're flipping your hair over, you'll be flipping frontwards and then sideways and then to the other side. This probably makes more sense from the clips, so just kind of watch what I'm doing. And I try to stay in each position for 3 minutes or so. But the key thing from this part of the routine is you want to make sure that the diffuser is hitting your scalp, because that's really what we are trying to target. Now, although we are scooping the curls up, that's just going to help dry the length a little bit. For me, I don't get a lot of my length dried in this part of the process, but we really focus on the scalp. And you'll see me tilting up the diffuser, so it's really just hitting the scalp. So even if you don't have the diffuser, it's a great idea to flip your head over and diffuse. Now, because this is much bulkier and you can't really slide it into your scalp and like hug the side of your head the way you could with this, you may have some difficulties leaving some of your hair to kind of sit on the towel to relieve some of the weight. So no matter what diffuser you're using for this step, make sure your hair is flipped and kind of flip it back from side to side. All different angles you want to hit your hair from, because if you're diffusing in one position, you're going to have like either very flat hair on one side and very voluminous hair on one side, or vice versa. So just make sure you're moving your hair around. But when you move it around, be gentle. You'll kind of see how I like slide my hair over very gently when I'm moving from section to section. You just kind of want to manipulate your hair as little as possible during this entire process, which I think is something that also causes a lot of frizz. I used to do this thing where I would like scrunch my hair while it was diffusing. You really just want to leave it alone and let the diffuser do the work. Because I target the areas of my hair differently, I really feel like that helps me get definition and volume. So the first part of my routine is focused on the roots, and then the second part of my routine is focused on the ends, and this is really where you're going to get those defined curls. I mentioned in my diffuser review video that I don't find this style to be the most beneficial for kind of scooping up the hair this way. And the reason for that is because there's no full lip around there, so you can't really kind of like put your hair in a little basket like this. So I find that the curls kind of fly out, you know, kind of all around, and this is going to create frizz. So that is why I use this little guy to scoop up the bottom of my hair. And when, you know, you lift your hair up like that, it's going to dry in a more ringlet style, defined. You're gonna have more tightness to your curls. So that's really where this will come into play, purely for the ends. With this, I feel like it's pretty foolproof, so you kind of just like scoop your hair up, you know, in different sections and dry it that way. Again, let the diffuser do the work. Stay in each section for maybe like 2 minutes before you move on, and then I'll just kind of, again, work in the front, side sections and diffuse until my ends are about like 90% dry. If you thought we were done, you were wrong. You're gonna take your diffuser one more time, and because our hair is mainly dry at this point, we can use these like fingers now and use them to separate out, not separate our curls, but really like slide it in so it's actually touching your scalp and you're not just like pushing your hair up, if that makes sense. Again, you'll see what I'm doing. That really helps to give the last lift off of the scalp, and it kind of just seals in that volume that you have there. So I will do this standing up, like I said. This last part is kind of split up into more sections, so I'll kind of work right back at the nape of the neck on either side, the sides here, and then the front. And then finally after that, we are done. I'm sorry that I'm annoying and I use 2 diffusers, but I really feel like that gives the best results. If you look back at my old hair routines, you'll see that with this diffuser, I did have a lot of definition in my hair, but the front and like top section were always weird. And that was probably due to the fact that like I kind of let my hair dry like this a little bit first. Now I let my hair dry like upside down, so that definitely helps with volume, but this doesn't really do the top and front sections of my hair any justice. So I really feel like the diffuser is really good for lifting your hair off of your scalp, drying your roots with a lot of volume, but it is annoying that I have to use 2. I hope that you found this more helpful than annoying. I just get so many questions on how I diffuse my hair, so there it is in all its glory. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. So I hope that you guys have an amazing day, an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video.